Hello Taurus, welcome to your reading for April the 6th, from April 6th through to the 11th. It's going to be general, so please take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. Let's welcome in the Archangels, Ascended Masters, Light Beings, Spirit Guides, our higher selves, and any animal, ancestral or dragon guides you feel resonant with, Taurus. Okay, let's see. I'll just grab a couple of cards here for you for start. No jumpers, so we're just going to cut and take some here. Hanged Man, King of Swords, the Fool, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so we're just going to grab some more cards here. I think recently, Taurus, you've been taking some time out to kind of feel into something that you've been wanting to do. I think it might be sort of, surrendering into your higher consciousness. Okay. Just see if something's going to jump. Or maybe a spirit guide, or has been helping you. No doubt, because we have spirit guides helping us all the time. So you have also the 2 and 4 of Pentacles. So at the moment, Taurus, I think you're juggling a couple of things, or you're looking to integrate some different things into your life. And I think one of those things is that you are sort of becoming present, becoming more present with yourself, with others as well, possibly. And yeah, also perhaps feeling into nature more. You're probably feeling into this energy of gratitude, higher consciousness. And yeah, let's have a look at your underlying theme. Yeah, you're moving forward into a really, you're preparing, going through some inner growth and fine-tuning so that you can come into a greater connection with yourself and with others. When I say a greater connection, I mean, I guess, a high level of self-love, okay? And coming into a deeper understanding of yourself. And I think this Hanged Man here just recently, this is often where the Hanged Man is often when we kind of go within to really just, I guess, consider and ponder the things that really matter to us. And I think this is what you're doing at the moment, Taurus. And this King of Swords here can be about, it can be about getting, maybe there's some analysis you're doing, or you're getting clear on something, or there's a thought process that you are involved in at the moment that could be helping you with clarity as well. It's either that perhaps you've been in Hanged Man phase for a long time and you find yourself mulling over things and finding it difficult to take action, or it's another alternative is that you are using this time to be very thoughtful, to think things through, to really communicate clearly what it is that you are wanting and how you are going to uphold this sword of personal truth that is yours. Okay, your personal truth, Taurus. It's nice that at the moment you are an earth sign, and you do have lots of this earth energy that you are grounding out at the moment. I think you're sort of really, you're also balancing things out, like you're coming into a process, a state of balance. and getting a greater understanding of yourself. General direction moving forward is that, I think you're going to be possibly taking some more calculated risks. You're going to be believing in yourself and trusting that if you want to take a leap of faith, that there is going to be help available to you, and you might also be asking for help with something, because I think this idea of if you have previously been felt a little bit like there's things lacking in your life, I think that is going to be shifting, and I think maybe you're going to be realizing that you are the creator of your own life, Taurus. And I think with this higher consciousness energy as well, it's like if we perceive that we have, if we are focusing on a perception of lack of things that we don't have in our lives, and we're focusing on that, it means that counter to that, there are many things that we do have, and that it's just a matter of shifting focus or taking a leap in a different direction, trusting that if you kind of focus on the positives and are grateful for the positives, then things are going to shift. Yeah, let's have a look and see if there are any, well, there will be some possible outcomes and challenges for you, Taurus. You're going through some inner development there with the Chariot. I think you're preparing, I think a lot of us are going through a high frequency shift and, moving into our upper fourth dimensional and fifth dimensional selves. And let's take one off the top. And yeah, and this is the process that we're in. Let's grab some challenges. So possible outcomes are looking really positive here, Taurus. You've got beautiful Sun and the Strength card, which I'll show you in a moment. You also have Odin and the green woman. Oh, sorry, the Nine of Wands in your challenge. Possible outcome. So during this time of doing your inner work and coming into a greater understanding of yourself, creating some balance, balancing things out, taking care of your bases financially, and, moving forward into trusting yourself, trusting that there's going to be help there if you need it, and perhaps asking for that help and support. It's looking really positive. You're going to be moving into this Sun energy, which is more positive, positive, radiant confidence, just really shining your light, Taurus. And this is very, I'd almost call this the 5D card, okay, fifth dimensional card. And this is strength, and which means you are overcoming those inner challenges, those inner blocks, any inner resistance you have to allowing yourself to move into high frequency or into new ways of being. You are overcoming them. You're shedding things that no longer serve, and this is really great coming into. You're also probably activating some self-discipline. Maybe you're reorganizing your schedule so that you can fit things in that you want to do, that you feel are essential for your personal truth moving forward. Hence the Two of Pentacles, this juggling point, this integration that you're doing, which is really nice. Okay. Also, general direction moving forward is the Fool, which is very source connected, inner child activation, and this is the Sun as well, the Sun energy that you're going to be feeling into. They're two really beautiful positive cards to have in your outcome. Challenge, you have the King of Cups and the Nine of Wands. So yeah, the Nine of Wands is hard work, and maybe there's something that you're persevering through at the moment, Taurus, that that it could be sort of wrapping up maybe sometime this year. And I think you've acquired a certain level of mastery and a degree of, skills and abilities in this area. But I think it's in your challenge, because the Nine of Wands is a challenge. It's a challenge to persevere, until that last point, until whatever it is finished, or until other things are in place that you feel you can act on, or until, you know, your consciousness, your being is ready to just let that go. You know, when we get to the 10 of Wands, it's like it's time for a break, it's time for a rest. It's not saying that you want to move and push yourself into the 10, but sometimes the 9 can also be, it can mean, Taurus, that you are really passionate about what you do, and that at times it's difficult for you to take time out. Okay, King of Cups. So maybe it's difficult for you at times if there's a lot of confusion, and maybe there's a lot of pressures upon you to do A, B, C, D, and E, that at times it's difficult for you to maintain your calm center, which is what the King of Cups does. And this is why I think you've had some time out. Maybe there is a challenging situation. Maybe it's been work, or a project, or something you're involved in, or a family or an extended family situation that maybe you've had some time out from, and you are sort of working on getting clear, you know, as to, and perhaps, you know, making some decisions about how you're going to move forward. Yeah, we're going to get some spirit guidance now. So, okay, that one's wanting to just pop out there. This is the 10 of Air, or the 10 of Swords. This is the Dreams of Gaia deck, and this is, it's really an image of higher consciousness. It's of really appealing to your spirit guides, to tapping into your soul spiritual self here, Taurus. Particularly at those times when things become overwhelming in the mind. And if you are busy, it's about taking some time out for yourself to just really tap into that, and doing maybe some rituals that are going to help you with moving into that space as well. And here we have the 4 of Cups. So this can be an energy of boredom, but it's looking like this is talking about self-reflection. But I think you are self-reflecting at the moment. You're kind of looking at your own inner connections with parts of yourselves, and, you know, with your higher self and your ego, or your inner child and your inner adult. I think you're really doing some reflection. I think Spirit's saying to, you know, continue with that. And yeah, let's grab a couple more cards here. The 9 of Wands again, so that's the 9 of Fire. And there's some, okay, so that's the Devil energy, or the desire there. So this is 9 of Wands. It's interesting that there is a sacral chakra, almost throat and brow chakra here. So that could be some chakra work that you may like to do, Taurus. Because the brow is to do with the intuition. So it's really about intuiting that if things become too intense, or you feel like you're getting too far out of your center, too far off of this higher frequency self that you're wanting to kind of move more into, it's about, you know, and really, yeah, this is about, you know, just self-reflecting on yourself, you know, looking at your emotions, using them as a guide, to say, well, you know, maybe there's a little strategy that you may need to do to just tap back into spirit again, to just tap back into your higher self. So maybe it might be, you know, if you're in the workplace and something goes down and it's intense, it might be that if you can find 5 minutes, do some breath work, maybe just really focus your attention on, you know, you could even like grab some or create some pocket mandalas that you sort of pull out and look at the images of the mandala to just really center and find, you know, just fine tune into the center of that mandala and just go, okay, so there's all this stuff going around, I'm at the center, and just doing some breath work, really grounding into the feet, maybe going outside and just standing on the earth. There could be, or listening to a particular type of music, okay, doing some type of movement. Yeah, whatever is accessible, doable, and yeah, almost quick and easy if it's something that you have to be doing fairly quickly. Because I'm feeling like you're dealing with some intense energies here. And this is the Devil or Desire card in this deck. So it's interesting that at any one point, this person here is sitting there, and it's sort of like there's all these potential things that can take the focus. Okay. So here, it's like, you know, focusing on this dragon. This is a dragon image here if you want to zoom in on this. A dragon, here we have a flower or something from nature. Looks like a lotus. There's also like an eye back here. Okay, then we have the bird, higher consciousness. We also have this Capricorn energy here, the goat, which is to do with, you know, tenacity, you know, hard work. So even when we have all these other distractions going on, there's still always this, and you can create maybe your own little visual, little kind of a picture of what you're going to train your subconscious to recognize as, okay, this is my soul self. So even though you're kind of, you know, dealing with all that stuff out there, it's like being able to sort of take that time out so that you will be able to overcome this challenge here of being able to maintain your center despite a lot of stuff going on around you. Okay. Let's look at the bottoms of the decks here for you, Taurus. Six of Swords. Yeah, this is great because it's to do with the mind and the consciousness coming into peace, harmony, and balance. And I think this is what you're going to be doing more of. I have a feeling that in your meditation here or in your hangman time, you've experienced some really peaceful states, some clarity. And I'm feeling like you're wanting to really keep that going, which is fantastic. Let's have a look here. Yeah, Eight of Cups, also a transition card. So moving into more meaning, more fulfillment. And that could even be like from moment to moment. So it might be that if you have a job that, okay, it's paying the bills, but maybe at this point now it doesn't feel, possibly, you know, it doesn't feel as fulfilling or as rewarding, or like as you get joy out of it or something like that, if it's, you know, really difficult. And then it might just mean that, you know, either on your lunch break or after work, that you give yourself permission to move into something that is deeply meaningful and joyful for you, to balance out those energies. And maybe this is why you've taken some time out here, Taurus, to really figure out, to make some decisions on what those things are for you, what brings you joy, what brings you fulfillment, what brings you connection with spirit, with your higher self, your soul, okay? I feel like this is a reading about you developing your 5D self toolbox, okay? This is what you could be doing, Taurus. And here we have King Arthur, King of Swords. Interesting. Again, okay, doubling up on the King of Swords. So this is your, almost your inner king, your inner creator, space holder for your higher consciousness. So this is you orchestrating the strategies and the tools that you're going to use to move into more mastery, you know, in all respects, to do with your consciousness, okay? This is the Journey card. I'm not sure if this is the Fool in this deck. It's looking like it's to do with choice. But it's interesting that even though we may have two different paths open to us, we're still here, Taurus, okay? So this is almost about that movement between maybe the lower frequency energies that you might be dealing with, and then moving into the high frequency energies. And also knowing that it doesn't matter where you are in here, that you have your center, okay? Yeah, I think this is the journey. It's looking like a journey, but this is, you know, also about that journey the journey of life, Taurus, that you are investigating and rediscovering, as many of us are. It's like we're awakening into a whole new level of consciousness and awareness, okay, about ourselves, the world, and also our potential. So I think, Taurus, you're really tapping into your potential here, particularly with, you know, with your sun, your Fool here, and you also have, you know, King of Swords twice, very clear, very masterful in your consciousness, higher consciousness, and here you are also, you know, moving into this enlightened, a more enlightened view of life, of yourself, of your relationships as well. So I think you're really getting some really great support as well from Spirit. Okay, so Spirit's saying you're guided. Spirit has your back, and yeah, to just, you know, keep trusting and believing in yourself, as you know, this is the general direction moving forward, Taurus. That's what you're going to be moving into more and more, which is just fantastic. So hope that's been helpful. I think we'll wrap it up there. Look forward to your next reading. In the meantime, have a great day, a fantastic week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.